You've probably heard sad stories of people who moved to the UK, built a life here, and then out of nowhere, they were sent back home. Why does this happen? And more importantly, how can you avoid this? Let's talk about it, because in this video, I'll be breaking down the main reasons immigrants get deported from the UK, real life cases that have happened recently that I am aware of, and most importantly, how you can protect yourself from making these mistakes. Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're seeing my face for the first time, my name is Evelyn, and on this channel I share tips on personal growth, productivity and navigating life as an immigrant. So consider subscribing and sticking around if this is the kind of content you love. And thank you guys so much for always liking, sharing, for commenting. Thank you. So let's get started. Why do people get deported from the UK? Number one is overstaying your visa. The moment your visa expires, your stay automatically becomes illegal. And this is one of the biggest reasons people get deported. For instance, between July 2024 and October, about 9,400 persons got deported from the UK. And for many of them, their visa had expired. The second reason would be disregarding the terms and conditions of your visa. So for students, you've got to work 20 hours, and for skilled worker visa, the conditions. I don't want to say it here because this video is not about that. But what I'm saying in essence is stick to your visa conditions. We've probably heard the story of Miss Andrews, who got deported for breaching her health and care worker visa conditions. So she came in here as a care worker and had not resumed her duties yet. Immigration enforcement officers, I hope that's what they're called, they move around and do random checks, especially in private establishments, to just see if people are complying with the visa rules and all of that. So they found her serving customers on a till and then did their checks and found out she was on a health and care worker visa. Long story cut short, she got sent home, even though she said she wasn't getting paid for it, that she was just volunteering and helping a friend. But the Home Office says work is work, whether you're paid or unpaid, it is work. So look out for it, guys. If your visa condition says do not work here, do not work here. If it says don't do this, don't, just stick to your visa conditions. That's the long and short of it. Number two is criminal offenses. Even minor criminal offenses. That's not number two. Number three is criminal convictions. So offenses, even the minor ones, can trigger deportation. Offenses can be as minor as, well, I wouldn't call it minor. Shoplifting is not minor, can get you deported. Driving offenses, like maybe driving without a license, maybe you have a learner's permit, and obviously as a learner, you're supposed to have somebody that has had a full license for about 3 years on your category. And if you're driving without insurance, it might not get you deported immediately, obviously, because there are some people that have obviously been caught driving with a learner's permit. But if you keep repeating these offenses and your record is building, this can trigger deportation. So if you've done something once and you were forgiven for it, or maybe just given points, you have to be careful, because if you keep accumulating this, it can get you deported. Talking about criminal convictions, even things like disruption of public order can get you deported, right? Just anything that shows disregard for the UK laws is very serious, and that can trigger deportation. There are some minor things that you think, oh, well, it's normal, but always consider yourself that an immigrant first of all. So you cannot do the things that the citizens will do and go scot-free, or might be given leniency. So you have to watch out for all of those things. A third reason will be lying on your visa and asylum application. This is a no-no. Big mistake. Do not do it. The UK is very, 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 very serious about this. Recently, a man from Gaza was he's very lucky, almost deported for lying on his asylum application, saying that his life was in danger. So we've got to be very careful when making applications. Cross-check and make sure that your details are all in order. Now let's look at what is actually happening with deportations in the UK currently. So between July 2024 and January 2025, about 16,400 people have been deported so far. This is a 24% increase from last year. And about 600 Brazilians, this includes 109 children, have been deported on secret flights. So this is huge, very, very huge. I wouldn't go into the details of what happened because some of these things you might never know what caused them. But all these things I've mentioned are the most common reasons people get deported. So imagine these kids now. Most of them were born here. This is where they know as home. This is where they have lived. They've got friends. Just everything, their life has been built and centered in the UK. And all of a sudden, you're removed and sent back to your home that you do not actually even know. This is really sad. And that is the reason I want us to be very, very, very careful. Very careful. So, what can we do to avoid this mistake? Number one will be staying on top of your visa status. So, if your visa is about to expire, you would know. Set reminders if you're forgetful. Like I said, as soon as your visa expires, even by an hour, by a day, or whatever, your stay has automatically become illegal, right? So stay on top of your visa status. If you are in doubt that you're breaching your visa rules, please always seek help and go through the conditions and keep reminding yourself what the condition says. Secondly, stay out of trouble. Follow UK rules and laws, even the small ones. So you might think that minor offenses don't matter, but this can lead to a record which puts your status at risk. Stay out of legal trouble. If you are unsure, seek legal help. Be 100% honest in your applications. Don't try to fix details on your application because if the Home Office finds out, that can get you deported like ASAP. Keep up with immigration changes. We all know that the UK changes their immigration policies like this. Today is this, tomorrow is that. So please keep up with these changes. Follow reliable sources, or you can work with immigration consultants if you're unsure, just to keep yourself safe, right? Follow the changes, follow trends, and if they say update this, update. If they say do this, do. If they say do that, do. Because if you don't do it and you're about to renew your visa or whatever, those things will come back to haunt you. And if you're at risk of deportation, don't wait. Get legal help immediately. You might never know how God can turn things around. So if you're unsure, always I would say get legal help. Deportation is a serious issue, but with the right knowledge and preparation, you can avoid falling into these traps. If you found this useful, share it with somebody who might need it. And if you have questions, please drop them in the comments. I'll be reading. Don't forget to subscribe for more updates like this. And until the next time, I'll see you. Bye.